The title of this video is, it's easy to put weight on the bar, it's harder to leave weight off. I look really tired. I haven't been sleeping well because of the degree of pain that I'm in due to this calf injury. Just making my way through it, kind of don't really have any definitive answers yet. I'm actually on my way to train lats, rear delts, and biceps because I just wrote a body part split that I'm going to be doing in the meantime, just to keep myself busy and feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. And that's a whole nother thing, like reframing mindset. But the reason that this video is titled, it's easier to add weight to the bar than it is to leave weight off the bar, or whatever the fuck that I said. This is a one take. Everything I do is a one take. One shot or you're fucked. I've coached Reed Clark for a long time. I'll tag Reed in this video. Reed is an incredibly strong lifter. He is also just kind of a goofy dude. I love Reed. He's one of my best friends. He doesn't have an ego. That's the thing. He's not a person that you would describe that is like, I really don't believe it's like, oh, that guy's arrogant or anything. It's not, doesn't have the general vibe of being an egotistical guy. I would argue I am more egotistical than Reed in certain aspects. But my conversation with him, the reason I bring you up, Reed, is because I'm using you as an example. We had a conversation this morning talking about how he was asking me whether or not to put weight on the bar, to go up in weight for his sets. He's running RPE-based programming right now, so it basically leaves a lot of wiggle room. The problem with wiggle room is that when someone has a lift that they're really, really good at and they've always had some success with, they want to push it. They want to have fun. It's fun to be strong and it's fun to be good at something. The problem with that approach sometimes is because that it's very easy to put weight on the bar. It's very easy to make a 50-pound jump when you're an 800-pound squatter or an 800-pound deadlifter. It's harder to leave weight off the bar. It's harder to move less than you've moved before. It's hard to not excel at the thing that you're good at and receive that rush, that dopamine, that serotonin, whatever the fuck neurotransmitter that's above my pay grade that makes you happy. It's hard to refuse that when sometimes training is the only thing that you can look forward to. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but it's something to shoot for. It's something to aspire to, and it's something that we, as people, as individuals, we can be better than others at, we can be better than ourselves at, and we can excel by pushing and by putting weight on the bar. By putting weight on the bar, though, and forcing this progress and forcing our bodies, us as athletes, to excel at the things that we're good at, it's still, even if it's good, even if it's impressive, even if it's damn near impeccable form, pushing at that level will always have consequence. We have a finite number of repetitions that we are going to do in our training lives. You don't know the total number. You will never know the total number until you hit it. One day, you will squat the heaviest weight you've ever squatted, and that will be the heaviest weight and the last heavy squat at that caliber you ever take. And 9 times out of 10, you will not know when that happens. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't leave your shoes on the platform and walk away at that moment. You push and you continue to try to put weight on the bar because you continue to try to pursue the thing that you are good at, the thing that you've gotten better at, and the thing that somehow makes you a little bit happier than when you started. This results sometimes in pain. It results in sometimes bad movement. And the purpose of this video and the purpose of the conversation I had with Reed this morning is sometimes we as people, we need to realize we are emotional beings with rational brains. Being emotional humans, we're always going to seek that joy, that happiness, that success, that thrill of being good at something. Even if rationally speaking, you know it's a bad idea to sign up for a meet on short notice 8 weeks out, but you're good at squatting. You're good at rap squatting. Let's shoot for that thing that'll really just make us fucking feel good in that moment. And even if it's good position, and even if it's impeccable, sometimes the weight that you add to the bar will remind you why it's so much easier to add that weight than it is to keep the weight off. Because by adding that weight, you leave yourself open to all of the vengeance that it has for you. Gravity has no mercy. Imperfection in movement or chronic use of tissue has no mercy. It's simply fact, and it's simply statistics, and it's simply you ticking down that finite number of repetitions one by one by one until you hit zero, and you won't even know it when it happens. Sometimes we should do the hard thing. We should leave weight off the bar, whether it's training. If you want to put 405 on the bar to hit for your squats and your program calls for 395, maybe do 395. What difference is that 10 pounds going to make other than a little bit more chronic stress, a little bit more stimulus, but a little bit more mileage on a vehicle, on a being, on a person, on an athlete that does not have an infinite supply of miles to give. So sometimes, as a coach and as an athlete, leave the weight off the bar and just hit some repetitions rather than putting the weight on and eventually letting the repetitions hit you.